We live in an age of incredible convenience and safety. Our homes are filled with devices that do our chores for us. We can order food, clothes, and almost anything we desire with just a few taps on a screen. Information from around the world is instantly available at our fingertips. Our cars are safer, our medical care is more advanced, and our lifespans are longer than ever before in human history. We have access to entertainment that would have been unimaginable to our grandparents. By all objective measures, life should be easier and more enjoyable. We have solved many of the problems that plagued past generations, from disease to discomfort. Yet despite all these advancements, a strange and unsettling feeling persists. Many people report feeling more anxious, more isolated, and less happy than ever before. Rates of depression and anxiety, especially among young people, have been climbing steadily. It seems that our material progress has not translated into emotional well-being. This creates a confusing situation where we have everything we could possibly need for a comfortable life, but we still feel like something is missing. The very tools designed to connect us and make our lives better often leave us feeling disconnected and empty. This is the central puzzle of modern life we must try to understand. This essay will explore this modern conundrum. We will look at why our advanced technology and comfortable lifestyles have not led to a corresponding increase in happiness. We will examine how our digital habits, particularly our use of smartphones and social media, might be contributing to this decline in contentment. We will also explore a powerful and timeless solution that can help us reclaim our sense of joy and fulfillment. This solution does not require a new gadget or a complicated program. It is a simple, profound practice that has been recognized by both science and ancient wisdom for its ability to transform our perspective and improve our lives. The journey to understanding this issue is crucial for our collective well-being. It requires us to honestly assess the impact of our modern tools on our minds and our relationships. We must ask ourselves if the constant stimulation and digital noise are drowning out the quieter sources of genuine happiness. By exploring the paradox of progress, we can begin to identify the behaviors that are harming us and embrace the practices that can heal us. This exploration is not about rejecting technology, but about learning to use it wisely so that it serves our happiness rather than undermines it. It is about finding a balance between modern convenience and timeless human needs. The paradox of progress is a simple yet profound observation. As our societies have become wealthier and more technologically advanced, our collective happiness has not followed the same upward trend. For decades, economists and sociologists believed that as a country's gross domestic product grew, so too would the life satisfaction of its citizens. For a time, this seemed to be true. In the years following World War II, for example, rising incomes in Western nations were matched by rising levels of reported happiness. People had access to better housing, healthcare, and education, which understandably improved their quality of life and their spirits. However, at some point, this connection began to weaken. Researchers noticed that after a certain level of basic needs were met, more money and more material goods stopped making people happier. This phenomenon is sometimes called the Easterlin paradox, named after the economist who first studied it. Once a person has enough food, a safe place to live, and reasonable financial security, adding more wealth does not significantly boost their day-to-day joy. Instead, other factors become much more important, such as the quality of their social relationships, their sense of purpose, and their physical health. The relentless pursuit of more stuff, it turns out, leads to a dead end on the road to happiness. This paradox is now more evident than ever in our hyper-connected, consumer-driven world. We have more entertainment options, more convenient services, and more ways to communicate than any previous generation. Yet, these advancements seem to be creating new kinds of stress. The pressure to keep up with the latest trends, the constant exposure to idealized lives on social media, and the blurring line between work and personal time all contribute to a sense of unease. We have more, but we feel less. Our progress has given us a world of comfort and convenience, but it has not given us the tools to be content within it. The core of the problem may lie in our expectations. As our standard of living improves, our expectations rise right along with it. We quickly get used to new conveniences and begin to take them for granted. The smartphone that seemed magical 5 years ago is now just a basic necessity. This hedonic treadmill means we have to keep running just to stay in the same place, happiness-wise. The result is a society that is rich in technology but often poor in spirit. We have mastered the art of improving our external world but have neglected the art of cultivating our internal peace and satisfaction. One of the biggest culprits in our modern happiness deficit is the glowing screen we hold in our hands. Smartphones and other digital devices have become central to our lives, promising constant connection and endless information. However, the way we use these devices is often detrimental to our mental health. The average person now spends several hours a day looking at a screen, time that was once spent on other activities. This massive shift in how we spend our time has profound consequences. It displaces activities that are known to boost happiness, such as face-to-face interaction, outdoor exercise, and focused hobbies. Every hour spent scrolling is an hour not spent connecting with a loved one or enjoying the real world. The nature of screen-based activities is also part of the problem. Much of our time online is passive and isolating. Whether we are endlessly scrolling through social media feeds, binge-watching a television series, or falling down a rabbit hole of online videos, these activities rarely provide a deep sense of accomplishment or connection. They are designed to capture our attention and keep us engaged for as long as possible, often using psychological tricks similar to those used in slot machines. This can lead to a state of low-grade distraction and anxiety, where we are neither fully relaxed nor truly engaged. It leaves us feeling drained rather than refreshed. Furthermore, the constant connectivity fostered by our devices can lead to increased stress and a feeling of being perpetually on. The expectation to be available for work emails, text messages, and social media notifications at all hours blurs the boundaries between our professional and personal lives. This prevents us from ever truly disconnecting and recharging our mental batteries. The fear of missing out keeps us tethered to our devices, anxiously checking for updates. This state of hypervigilance is mentally exhausting and is a significant contributor to the rising rates of anxiety we see in the population today. Scientific studies have started to draw a clear line between high levels of screen time and lower levels of psychological well-being. Research on teenagers, in particular, has found a strong correlation between the rise of the smartphone and increases in depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Those who spend more time on screens and less time on in-person social activities report being significantly less happy. The brain is not designed for the constant, low-level stimulation that our digital lives provide. It thrives on genuine social connection, physical activity, and periods of quiet reflection, all things that our screens are actively displacing. Social media platforms were designed with the noble goal of connecting people across the globe. They promise to help us stay in touch with old friends and build new communities based on shared interests. In some ways, they have succeeded. People can find support groups, reconnect with distant relatives, and share important life moments. However, for many users, these platforms have created an illusion of connection that masks a deeper sense of isolation. The interactions we have on social media are often superficial. Liking a photo or leaving a short comment is not the same as having a deep, meaningful conversation with a friend over a meal. A perfect example of this can be seen when friends gather to eat. In the past, a shared meal was a time for undivided attention and genuine conversation. It was an opportunity to strengthen bonds and truly listen to one another. Today, it is common to see a group of friends at a restaurant, each person staring at their own phone. Even when they are physically together, their minds are elsewhere. The presence of phones on the table acts as a constant distraction, pulling their attention away from the people right in front of them. The conversation becomes fragmented, punctuated by the pings of notifications and the urge to check the latest updates. This seemingly small change in behavior has a significant impact on the quality of our relationships. Studies have shown that even the mere presence of a phone on a table can make conversations feel less fulfilling and reduce the sense of empathy and connection between people. We may be sharing a physical space, but we are not sharing a mental or emotional one. We are together, yet we are alone. This creates a strange paradox where we are more connected than ever in a digital sense, but we feel more lonely in our real lives. We trade the depth of real-world interaction for the breadth of superficial online connections. This feeling of loneliness is often amplified by the content we see on social media. Feeds are typically filled with highly curated highlight reels of other people's lives. We see their perfect vacations, their career achievements, and their happy family photos. But we don't see the messy, mundane reality behind the images. This can lead to a process of social comparison where we constantly measure our own lives against these idealized versions of others. This comparison is a recipe for dissatisfaction and envy. We start to feel that our own life is inadequate, boring, or unhappy in comparison, forgetting that what we see online is not the whole truth. As we search for an antidote to modern dissatisfaction, science points us toward a powerful and ancient practice: gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's really a deeper appreciation for the good things in our lives, both big and small. Over the past 2 decades, a growing body of research has demonstrated the profound benefits of cultivating a grateful mindset. Psychologists like Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough have conducted numerous studies showing that people who regularly practice gratitude report higher levels of positive emotions, optimism, and overall life satisfaction. They simply feel happier on a day-to-day basis. The benefits of gratitude extend beyond just feeling good. It has been linked to significant improvements in physical health as well. Studies have found that grateful people tend to have lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors like exercising and eating well. They also report sleeping better and for longer periods. It seems that focusing on what is right in our lives helps to reduce the physiological toll of stress and anxiety. Gratitude acts as a natural buffer against the negative emotions that can wear down our bodies over time, making us more resilient in the face of life's challenges. The psychological mechanisms behind gratitude's power are, honestly, pretty fascinating. When we consciously take the time to notice and appreciate the positive aspects of our lives, we shift our attention away from negative thoughts and worries. This simple act of refocusing can break the cycle of rumination that often fuels anxiety and depression. Gratitude also helps to combat the effects of the hedonic treadmill. By appreciating what we already have, we are less likely to take our circumstances for granted and constantly crave more. It helps us find joy in our current situation rather than pinning our hopes on some future acquisition or achievement. Furthermore, gratitude is a profoundly social emotion. When we feel thankful for the people in our lives, it strengthens our bonds with them. Expressing that gratitude deepens our relationships and fosters a sense of connection and mutual support. This is crucial because strong social ties are one of the most reliable predictors of long-term happiness. In a world where technology often isolates us, gratitude pulls us back together. It reminds us of our interdependence and the value of our community, providing a powerful counterforce to the loneliness that plagues modern society. Given the powerful benefits of gratitude, the next logical question is, how can we, really cultivate it in our daily lives? Fortunately, the methods are simple, accessible, and honestly, they require no special equipment at all. One of the most well-researched and effective techniques is keeping a gratitude journal. This just involves taking a few minutes each day, or even a few times a week, to write down 3 to 5 things for which you are genuinely thankful. And these do not have to be monumental events. They can be as simple as the taste of your morning coffee, a kind word from a coworker, or maybe just the beauty of a sunset. The key is to be specific and to really feel the emotion of appreciation as you write. Another powerful practice is to express your gratitude directly to others. This could mean writing a heartfelt letter to someone who has made a positive impact on your life and, if possible, reading it to them in person. While this might feel a bit awkward at first, studies on this gratitude visit have shown it can produce a massive and lasting boost in happiness for both the giver and the receiver. On a smaller scale, simply making a habit of verbally thanking the people around you, your family, friends, and even the cashier at the grocery store, can foster a more positive social environment and reinforce your own grateful mindset. From a psychological perspective, these practices work by rewiring our brains. Our brains have a natural negativity bias, meaning we're more likely to notice and remember negative experiences than positive ones. This was a useful survival mechanism for our ancestors, but in our safe modern world, it often just makes us anxious. By consciously practicing gratitude, we are training our brains to look for and focus on the good. Over time, this can create new neural pathways, making it more natural and automatic for us to notice the positive aspects of our lives. It's kind of like a form of mental exercise that strengthens our gratitude muscle. This process of intentional appreciation helps us to reframe our entire perspective on life. Instead of viewing life through a lens of lack, focusing on what we don't have or what's going wrong, we begin to see it through a lens of abundance. we start to realize how much we truly have to be thankful for, from the simple gift of being alive to the complex web of relationships and opportunities that support us. This shift doesn't change our external circumstances, but it completely transforms our internal experience of them. It is honestly one of the most direct and reliable ways to increase our sense of well-being and contentment. The concept of gratitude is not just a modern psychological discovery, it's actually a cornerstone of many of the world's great spiritual traditions. In Islam, the idea of gratitude, known as Shukr, is a central theme that runs throughout its teachings. It's considered a fundamental quality of a true believer and a key to a fulfilling life. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, repeatedly emphasizes the importance of being thankful to God for his countless blessings. One of the most famous verses states, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor, but if you deny, indeed, my punishment is severe." This really highlights a core belief that gratitude is not just a polite response but a vital act that opens the door to receiving more blessings. From an Islamic viewpoint, Shukr is a comprehensive act that involves the heart, the tongue, and the limbs. Gratitude of the heart means sincerely recognizing that every good thing we have, our health, our family, our sustenance, our very existence, is a gift from God. It's an internal state of humility and appreciation. Gratitude of the tongue involves verbally expressing this thankfulness, both by praising God and by thanking the people through whom blessings may have come. The Prophet Muhammad is reported to have said, "He who does not thank people does not thank God," which really emphasizes the importance of appreciating the kindness of others. The third dimension, gratitude of the limbs, is a practical one. It means using the gifts God has given us in ways that are pleasing to Him and that serve a good purpose. If one is blessed with wealth, showing gratitude means using that wealth to help the poor and support the community. If one is blessed with knowledge, gratitude is shown by sharing that knowledge to benefit others. If one is blessed with health and strength, gratitude is expressed by using that energy for good deeds. In this way, Shukr is not just a passive feeling, but an active, dynamic principle that translates into positive action and ethical behavior in the world. This holistic understanding of gratitude provides a powerful framework for finding contentment. It shifts the focus away from a self-centered pursuit of happiness and toward a God-centered life of service and appreciation. By constantly remembering the source of all blessings, a believer is protected from arrogance when things go well, and from despair when they face hardship. The practice of Shukr cultivates a stable and peaceful heart that is content with what it has. It's a spiritual prescription for well-being that, honestly, aligns perfectly with what modern psychology is now discovering, that a thankful heart is a happy heart. Understanding the paradox of progress and the power of gratitude is really just the first step. The next is to translate that understanding into concrete actions that can genuinely increase our happiness. The first and perhaps most impactful step is to be intentional about our screen time. This doesn't mean throwing away our smartphones, but it does mean setting clear boundaries. We can designate phone-free times and zones, such as during meals or in the bedroom. We can also turn off non-essential notifications to reduce constant distractions. Deleting time-wasting apps or using features that track and limit our usage can help us reclaim hours of our day for more fulfilling activities. The second step is to actively nurture our real-world connections. We really need to make a conscious effort to prioritize face-to-face interactions over digital ones. This could mean scheduling a regular weekly dinner with family, calling a friend on the phone instead of just texting, or joining a local club or volunteer group. These in-person activities build the deep, supportive relationships that are essential for our emotional well-being. They provide a sense of belonging and community that no social media feed can replicate. Investing time and energy in the people we care about is honestly one of the most reliable investments we can make in our own happiness. A third and vital step is to integrate the practice of gratitude into our daily routine. As discussed, this can be as simple as starting a gratitude journal or making a mental list of 3 things you are thankful for before you go to sleep. Another powerful technique is to actively remember how much harder life was in the past. We can reflect on the struggles of our parents or grandparents, who lived without many of the conveniences we take for granted, from modern medicine to instant communication. This historical perspective can cultivate a deep sense of appreciation for the incredible ease and safety of our modern lives. Finally, we should place more value on spiritual and community activities that feed our souls. Whether this takes the form of prayer, meditation, spending time in nature, or participating in community service, these activities connect us to something larger than ourselves. They provide a sense of purpose and meaning that material possessions and digital distractions just can't offer. By consciously choosing to engage in these practices, we shift our focus from what we can get to what we can give, and from fleeting pleasures to lasting contentment. These practical steps, taken together, can really help us navigate the challenges of modern life and build a more genuinely happy existence. We find ourselves at a unique moment in history, blessed with unprecedented technological power and material comfort, yet at the same time, struggling with a crisis of meaning and happiness. The paradox of progress has shown us that external advancements alone are not the key to internal peace. Our smartphones, social media feeds, and endless streams of entertainment promised a world of connection and ease, but they have often delivered distraction, anxiety, and honestly, a profound sense of isolation. The glow of the screen has proven to be a poor substitute for the warmth of genuine human connection and the light of inner contentment. The evidence is clear. The path to reclaiming our joy does not lie in the next technological upgrade or a faster internet connection. Instead, it lies in rediscovering timeless human truths. It requires us to be mindful and intentional about how we spend our most precious resource, our attention. By consciously limiting our screen time and resisting the pull of digital distractions, we create space in our lives for the things that truly matter. We open the door for deeper relationships, for quiet reflection, and for a more meaningful engagement with the world around us. The practice of gratitude, supported by both modern science and ancient wisdom, really emerges as a powerful antidote to the dissatisfaction of our age. By training ourselves to appreciate the blessings we already possess, from our health and our relationships to the simple beauties of the natural world, we can break free from the endless cycle of wanting more. Gratitude shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance, from envy to appreciation, and from anxiety to peace. It's a simple yet transformative practice that costs nothing but offers immeasurable rewards for our mental and physical well-being. Ultimately, true and lasting happiness is not something that can be downloaded, purchased, or passively consumed. It must be actively cultivated from within. It's built on a foundation of strong social bonds, a sense of purpose, and a heart full of thankfulness. Technology can be a wonderful tool, but it is a poor master. By putting our devices back in their proper place and focusing instead on nurturing our relationships, practicing gratitude, and connecting with our communities, we can solve the paradox of progress and build lives that are not only comfortable and convenient, but also deeply and genuinely happy.